Nadu now, where the state education minister is visiting the school Kallakuruchi, where a student allegedly died by suicide after being tortured by teachers. That's the allegation. India Today's Apurva is on the spot. She's getting us the latest details. Apurva, I believe you've got some updates for us.
Well, what you can see behind me is the debris, that is the remains of this private school here. That is the school education minister there, Anbil Mahesh Paramari, who is taking stock of the situation on ground. He has in fact gone on and visited this building here, which was once a school as well. Remember, this private school had been vandalized yesterday completely by protesters here. Almost over hundreds of protesters who had vandalized this building, broken glasses, torched and set fire to this place as well. This is what is the remains of what had taken place yesterday, the ruckus, the riots and the chaos that had gone on inside this private school. That is what you can see out here as well. Just below you can see tiles have been broken, glasses that have been shattered from outside, stones that had been pelted. All of this is what you can see is the remains of what had been the riot and the ruckus that had been caused yesterday. In fact, this is the very school where the class 12 student from Kallakurichi had been studying in, and this is the remains of what was the riots that had taken place yesterday. Remember, almost over hundreds of protesters had barged inside, and not only had they broken several of the equipments belonging to the private school, but also vandalized the complete property, water-strewn textbooks, pages, all of these that you can see. That is the inside visuals of the school. That
the purpose, Apurva, of the education minister visiting the school in Kallakuruchi. What is the purpose of the education minister going ahead and visiting the school?
Well, he has come here to take stock of the situation on ground. This will be moved. This case has already been transferred to the CBCID, and now the education minister has arrived here to take stock of the situation. Remember, in the riots yesterday, several police officials who were on duty as well, they had in fact been injured. He has come here to take stock of the situation. This school, what school authorities state is the loss that they incurred was roughly over 5 crores in sum, and that is somewhat what we are seeing by the devastation out here. The school education minister there, who will also be going inside and visiting the government hospital, where several of the police officials who were on line in duty protecting and trying to stop the ruckus and the riots that had taken place, they had also been injured in line. Stones that were pelted at them, this even as barricades had been set in place. There behind me you can see a car that has completely been burned down. All of this, that is what is the remains of what was once a private school here that had been set in place. This is the education minister there, who has just come here today with senior officials from Tamil Nadu government, come here to visit and take stock of the situation. This even as he is expected to go on and visit all those injured in the riots that had taken place yesterday. Live, what we are getting now is that of what is the debris, the remains of what was.
Where does the investigation stand as far as the probe is concerned into the allegation of death by suicide, further alleging that it was on the back of the torture being faced by the teachers? Where does the probe stand?
Well, the probe as of now, the Madras High Court has ordered that the post-mortem be conducted yet again. This after the child's father had filed a writ petition demanding a re-examination, re-post-mortem of the child's body. The Madras High Court has given a thumbs up for this as well, and the Madras High Court has also ordered that this law and order chaos that had taken place yesterday, that be looked into. With respect to the ongoing case and the interrogation, almost over 5 people, including the school's president, the school's principal and secretary, have been arrested. 2 of those teachers who have been named in the alleged suicide note of the class 12 girl, in the alleged suicide note that she had written, those 2 teachers have also been arrested as well. This even as police are looking into all respective perspective angles, looking into what can be possible. Remember, social media also playing a very crucial and important role in this investigation that is ongoing. The Madras High Court has also pulled up social media, also saying that there needs to be some sort of filtering of this kind of news that is spreading over. This is what is the situation that we are seeing behind. This was once a classroom, and what now you can see is nothing but debris and debris of
Could I also take a moment there as you are showing us that classroom and just look at the scale of devastation and destruction of the school premises, as you can see behind Apurva right there as well. If I also could get one other angle in so that our viewers are up to speed with the very latest development as far as the allegations by the family is concerned. The family is not convinced it was death by suicide. If you could shed some light on that.
Well, definitely, because the family out here has already alleged foul play. They have also, which is why they had also demanded that the CBCID conduct a probe into this. They also demanded that a re-postmortem of the body of their child be conducted yet again. They also have demanded that stringent action be taken against all of those who have been allegedly named in the suicide note that had been allegedly written by their daughter. Remember, she was a class 12 student who fell down from the third floor here and had died. And the post-mortem report that we have received says that there had been multiple blood clots as well as there had been hemorrhage throughout her body. That is what the post-mortem report that we had obtained also stated. This, even as we're standing here, the ashes and the smell of the burnt books, all of that is still very, very fresh on ground out here. This, even as the chaos and the situation, the ruckus that had just gone through this entire building in just one day, that comes to light. The parents on one side who are desperate to get behind the truth of what had happened to their class 12 17-year-old child on one side, and the protesters, angry mob on the other side, who are asking for justice for the class 12 student who had died, and the family alleging foul play, with 5 people who have so far been named and arrested. Investigation still going on. The Madras High Court as well reissuing an order for redoing of the post-mortem of the body, this time with the family, that is the father of the daughter, father of the child, to be present while the post-mortem is being conducted all over again. Back to studio.